Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
This morning, Governor Gavin Newsom's plan to battle homelessness is taking a hit. We'll tell you what one analyst group is saying and why they believe his plan will not help.
And we're at the World AG Expo where there are hundreds of vendor booths. We're going to show one of them off when we come back.
Just one? Good morning. Thanks for staying with 23 ABC News as we start the 6 o'clock hour on this Wednesday. We are jam-packed, got a lot to do. I'm Mike Hart.
I'm Danielle Kern. Let's start you out, though, with a check of your traffic this morning. Get a look at those roadways with CHP Officer Robert Rodriguez.
Well, thank you very much, Danielle. Well, no complaints here from the CHP. The commuters have been doing a good job here on this Wednesday morning. Again, right now, still no crashes to report or any major incidents on our local roadways or freeways. So hopefully it stays that way for a while. And again, as always, please buckle up your seatbelts before heading out. Right now, if you are going to leave the town, all of your major routes are currently open. That's my look at traffic. Elena, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks so much, Robert. Yeah, calm and quiet in the weather department, too. That's a good way to start a Wednesday morning. You're seeing some clouds offshore, but what we have here is a dry weather pattern, sunshine stability, and above average temperatures for all of Kern County later today. That means from 42 right now, which I know is cold, but seasonal here in the heart of the valley, to some 70s later this afternoon. You're going to see a build up to the lower 50s by 9 a.m., mid 60s for your lunch hour, and steadily warming after that, spending all afternoon and evening in those 60s with a brief high of 70 in the 3 o'clock hour here in Bakersfield. Several other valley cities like McFarland, Arvin, Lamont also hitting that 70-degree mark this afternoon. And then the rest of the week is pretty quiet. We were talking about a weak cold front on Friday, another one Sunday. I'll show you how that forecast has developed as we head into our holiday weekend coming up.
Now to a new report analyzing Governor Gavin Newsom's proposed plan to fight the homeless crisis in California. The Legislative Analyst Office now saying that Newsom's proposal does not provide a clear strategy for curbing homelessness.
Last month, Newsom detailed his plan to fight homelessness, proposing a new $750 million fund to fight the issue. The money would be used to set up temporary housing, would provide services, and help people on the verge of homelessness pay their rent. Currently, most local governments control homeless programs. Newsom's proposal will give more power to the state. The Legislative Analyst's Office says his approach would complicate programs already in place. State lawmakers are scheduled to review the plan in a public hearing set for tomorrow.
The Kern County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to find this missing man. KCSO says 73-year-old John Schofield Nicholson was last seen when he left his residence in Rosamond on February 1st. Now, authorities say it's not known what Nicholson was last wearing. He does not drive and is known to frequent the Lancaster and Palmdale areas. According to KCSO, he is considered at risk due to his age, and he has no history of leaving his residence for long periods of time. If you have any information on his whereabouts, you are asked to call KCSO at 861-3110.
We are just weeks away from the California primary on Super Tuesday, and in Kern County, residents will vote on 2 measures connected to the cannabis industry. Backers of Measures D and E spoke Tuesday about its impact on the community. Measure D looks at the regulation and taxation of medical marijuana dispensaries. A yes vote supports authorizing medical marijuana dispensaries to operate without a conditional use permit in the county. It also imposes a 3.75% business tax per every $1,000 of gross income. Measure E would authorize medical marijuana dispensaries to operate with a conditional use permit in the county and impose a 3.5% special business tax for every $1,000 of gross income.
There is also a measure concerning the Wasco Union High School District. A yes vote on Measure A would support authorizing the district to issue more than $38 million in bonds, requiring an average tax rate of about $29.41 per $100,000 of assessed property value. The funds would go towards improving the high school, constructing a new gym, upgrading and rebuilding facilities, all to better serve the students. 23 ABC will continue to give you information to help you make an informed decision on Super Tuesday. The California primary, once again, set for March 3rd. We have everything you need on the candidates, propositions, and the measures on our website. Turn to 23.com.
The month of February is Heart Health Awareness Month, and Memorial Hospital is dedicating this week to its cardiac rehab patients.
23 ABC's Daniela Garrido joining us in studio with the story of a patient who's currently recovering through that program. Daniela?
As February goes on, the community continues to raise awareness on the deadliest disease for women in the United States, heart disease. This week is for those who have overcome a heart attack and are in the process of completing the cardiac rehab program at Memorial Hospital.
This particular rehab program is the most active in our community, so I think that we're very fortunate to have the staff and the resources here to help many of our heart surgery patients recover, our heart attack patients recover.
For Leslie Minnie, hiking the trails of Kernville was something she enjoyed doing on her spare time.
I hiked every weekend. I didn't know that I had a heart issue and actually had a heart attack while I was hiking.
An activity that is now linked to one of the most shocking days for the active hiker.
The day that it happened, we had tried a new trail and I thought maybe it was just elevation. I wasn't breathing right. I had back pain. I was carrying a backpack. I excused everything away. I didn't think, how could it possibly be me? Because I was too active and too healthy for that.
Ignoring the symptoms for a few days, she soon realized something was very wrong. A couple days later, as she was on the treadmill.
I actually checked my Apple Watch, to see, and it kept telling me that I had inconclusive results and to seek medical attention. So I was like.
Now, 3 months since her heart surgery, she is back to working out.
Coming here absolutely gave me the confidence to know that I'm safe and that, that I'm monitored, that everything's okay, and that they're not going to let me do more than what I can do. And then they just build me up.
A place that is more than just a gym for heart patients. It's a community.
A very important part of the cardiac rehab is the interactions between patients. And they find that they have someone else very much like themselves that's gone through a very difficult illness, and as a result they bond and they have a support for each other.
But Leslie says this minor setback isn't going to stop her from doing what she loves.
Oh yeah, for sure. I will get back to hiking. Absolutely.
Patients typically start the cardiac rehab 4 weeks after surgery and continue for a year, but it can vary on a case-by-case basis. Dr. Tommy Lee says some patients choose to stay in the program past the year mark and become lifelong members of the rehab. Live in studio, I'm Danielle Garrido, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Now to one of the biggest exhibits of agriculture in the entire world. More than 100,000 people are expected to be in Tulare this week for the annual World AG Expo.
That's right, and right in the heart of it all, 23 ABC's Austin Westfall joining us from the International Agri Center inside one of the vendor buildings. Austin?
Yeah, guys, this is a massive vendor building. There's hundreds of different vendors here. The expo stuff doesn't start until later, but we were lucky enough to get Jim in here. Jim is with Epiphany, and we're standing in front of some of Epiphany's filtration systems. You are a filtration company. Can you describe to me what's behind us here?
Yeah, this is a silt and sand filter that removes silt and sand from the irrigation water to usually either by itself or to protect filters downstream.
Right, so silt and sand builds up in the water, and some filters don't protect against silt and sand, but yours do. Why is it important to get rid of silt and sand in our water supply?
It's what happens is it makes the filters go into a continuous backwash, and so there's a lot of water wasted, but more importantly, the crop suffers because it doesn't get the irrigation water. And in this particular case, there are products out there that remove sand, but there's nobody that can remove silt, and silt is the most problematic constituent in the surface waters and some canal waters and things like that, wells.
Right, and we're looking at the product in action right now on that screen. Can you describe to me what we're looking at?
Yeah, this is actually in Kansas, but this is showing the clean water and the dirty water being filtered out, and there's no moving parts, and so that's actually silt that we're removing there. And before he put this in, his filter was flushing about every 2 hours. And now it's gone 2 or 3 weeks without any flushing.
Great. Thank you for sharing with us this morning, Jim. We appreciate your time. World Ag Expo happened out here in Tulare. Right now, we're in the heart of it. There are so many vendors out here. This is just one of them. We're going to keep you posted throughout the morning. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you, Mike and Danielle.